A Humble Soul, man. We checking back in. Want to say RIP to Trouble. Thought it'd be dope, man, just to put something together on his life story. Shout out to everybody, man. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already connected, man. Hit the button ASAP. If you're messing with the video, man, make sure to hit the like button. Drop a comment and all of that. Let's get into it. 100.
Like, for real, like, don't nobody really be about what they be talking about. Like, I be looking at a lot of these dudes who just be popping and everything, like, and they passing out the wrong messages. Like, they don't be understanding how important it is, like, when you get in these platforms, because, like, you become a voice for the youth and the nation, for everybody who listening and who become your following, who become a follower of you. You feel me? But dude just be so selfish, and it all be for the paperwork at the end of the day. People just money motivated. So they ain't thinking about nothing about for what they putting out here. They ain't telling nobody the ins and outs of the street.
So talking about Trouble, man, he's somebody who came up in East Atlanta, Zone 6. You know, he stayed in a few different neighborhoods, but he actually, you know, laid his foundation and represented Edgewood. As a child, he was surrounded by poverty and just a struggle. You know, it wasn't foreign to him or his family. You know, he had a great relationship with his mom and his grandmom. From what I understand, his father was in and out of his life. So there really wasn't a consistent man presence, you know, to kind of keep him on track. And just that absence, man, of a father being there is what led him to, you know, just that criminal lifestyle.
Trouble. First of all, how'd you get the name Trouble?
That came from the turf, like from some of the OG, like since I was young, and like
you was always in trouble.
I wasn't always in trouble, like I just, like, it really was just when it was necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it came really from me hitting licks and shit. Like, from I was pulling moves a lot when I was a jet, like, and that came before trapping and all that. So like, really, one of my big dog, he got like sentencing right now, free Trey. But he was always putting me on and everything. So when he'll push up on the block, he was talking to all the old heads and telling them like who were moving for him and whatnot. So anytime I started coming back up, that one ain't like, bro, anytime Shout come around, he ain't finna be nothing but some trouble.
By the age of 16, you know, he's gang affiliated. You know, he joined the Bloods. He's in the streets doing what he can do to make money. But around this time, man, he's not just in the streets, man. He's also experimenting with rapping and writing music and all of that. And that came from him being exposed to artists like Tupac, DMX, BG, you know, Boosie. Just people who were known to put like that pain in their music, man, and rap about the ups and the downs of their lives. He looked at those artists as people who spoke for him, you know, who spoke to him. And he kind of took that approach, man, you know what I'm saying, when he was writing his own music. And around this time, you know, Big Bank Black, founder and CEO of Duct Tape Entertainment, is noticing what Trouble has going on, and he kind of, you know, pulled him in and took him under his wing. This is actually while Trouble is on the run. But at 21, he went to prison, served a couple years, and got out.
So I ain't changed every kind. I came home. I told you, nigga, when I got back, I went on no cool shit. Do this shit, nigga. You know what's poppin'. Trouble, babe. You know what's poppin', school? Huh?
Hey, man, my nigga got out December 17th, man. That's what it is for December 17th. Going extra hard. That's all we know, niggas. Grind hard, hustle. Keep going, you know what I'm saying?
Real shit.
Duct tape tomorrow, nigga. Affiliation, nigga. You already know what it is.
He was released from prison, man, on December 17th, 2010. Less than 6 months later, you know, he released his first mixtape, which was called December 17th, in memory of that special day, you know, of him being released, getting his freedom back. That came out around April of 2011. And it had, you know, one of his biggest singles to date, Bussin', you know, which received, you know, millions of views and streams online. You know, it became like a regional hit. Actually, you know, Yo Gotti, Waka Flocka, and Trader Truth, they all jumped on the remix of the song. But that project, December 17th, it really introduced the world, especially the South, man, to Trouble. But yeah, it didn't stop there though, man. He continued to put out different projects and link up with different producers, man. He had a lot of different notable collaborations, man, on his projects. From Gucci Mane to Quavo, Boosie, Future, Offset, Pusha T, you know, the list goes on and on. But yeah, man, he has a lot of different albums and a lot of different projects under his belt, man. He really started to get his buzz when he linked up with Mike Will. You know, popular producer Mike Will made it, you know, responsible for a lot of different radio smashes. You know, Trouble ended up signing to Mike Will's Ear Drummer record label as well as Interscope. So this was a big move for him, man. Him linking up with a major label as well as one of the hottest producers in the game.
I always been a fan of like real hip hop, and I always been a fan of like storytellers. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Trouble does that in like a new way. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like ain't nobody coming out the city like that right now. Right now, you know what I'm saying? Like when we was in the studio, that's what it was feeling like. So it was like, man, hey, bro, look, I feel like, man, we can go and put this out like the right way. Like we were just gonna do 6 songs. It was just gonna be a mixtape right quick. We were just throwing it out there, Edgewood. You know what I'm saying? 6 songs. I had pulled up on Drake. And then Drake was like, man, hey, bro, what you been working on? You know what I'm saying? Like, me and him were working on something else. He was like, man, what you been working on? I was like, bro, I just did this project with Trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro going, you know what I'm saying? Bro going, like, he going too crazy. He was like, you talking about Trouble from DTE? I'm like, yeah. So he was like, damn. He was like, man, that's crazy. He was like, man, let me hear that. What does that sound like? You know what I'm saying? So I let him hear the 6 songs. And then he like, yo, that 3rd song, like, bro, go back to that, bro. Like, I got to get on that, which was Bring It Back.
Bring It Back.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, I got to get on that. You know what I'm saying? He ended up getting on the song that night and then was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, I hit Trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like hit Trouble, like, you know what I'm saying? So like, all that just came together and it was just like, man, dang, bro, you ain't never got no shot. Like, you ain't got no deal yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ain't got no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, however I can help, like, I'm ready to help. Like, I got a label deal, boom, I got whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know what I'm saying, you hard, bro, like, and you deserve that real shot.
Trouble put out his official major label album, man, Edgewood. This was in 2018. The album featured Drake, you know, as well as, you know, other artists like The Weeknd, Quavo, Fetty Wap. So that was a good look for Trouble, and really pushed him out more to the masses, man. It was well received for sure. But things kind of didn't really click with Interscope, so he decided to, you know, part ways. And for a minute, you know, he really wasn't releasing music.
I ain't really like the way like the politics you gotta play and just different dudes out meaning in the game. I was like, it was just too much foo-foo that I ain't really want to rock with. That's why I actually had to stop for like a year and a half. Like I was like, man, I ain't even standing music no more. Like forget it, bro. Like I'm just in the turf with it. Because I just seen like it really wasn't no drag-ins or no pull-ins. That's why I rocked Mike so hard. Like, we was already had a good relationship, and he was always on my line like, oh, you need to come out, you need to come out, you need to come out here. So for him to reach in and then was ready to give me a chance, said that I was like, bro, that's too hard. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know, around 2019, you know, Def Jam came looking for him. Mike Will, you know, let him know like, hey man, Def Jam is interested in you, man. They want to sign you. And you know, he went to New York, linked up with him, talked everything over, man. They put a deal together, and he ended up signing to Def Jam. And in 2020, you know, he released his album Thug Love, you know, which featured, you know, the City Girls, Jeezy, Jacquees, Quavo, 2 Chainz, and Boosie. Once again, another power move for him, man, going from, it's just showing like the elevation, going from being somebody doing it independently with duct tape to linking up with Mike Will and getting that major label deal with Interscope to transitioning to another powerhouse, you know, like Def Jam.
The man accused of killing Atlanta rapper Trouble is now in custody less than 48 hours after the rapper's murder.
Michael Jones was taken into custody by Rockdale authorities. Now, we do know that he was taken into custody and arrested at a hospital, which was a location that deputies allowed Michael Jones to select. The sheriff's deputies, they say that his mother allowed them to talk to Michael Jones on the phone, and that's when they were able to convince the suspect to turn himself in. Now he's facing charges of home invasion, felony murder, and aggravated assault for the murder of Trouble, whose real name is Morel Samonte Orr. Now Trouble, he was shot early Sunday morning at Lake St. James Apartments in Conyers.
Sadly, you know, things came to an end for Trouble, man. June 5th of 2022. According to multiple reports, Trouble was with a chick, you know what I'm saying, at her place in an apartment complex in Conyers, Georgia. Man, he was in the bed, sleep with her, man, when her ex forced his way into the apartment, man, and caught her in bed with Trouble sleep. And allegedly, you know, the dude who's identified as a guy named Jermichael Jones, he allegedly started, you know, beating on her, punching her while she sleep, which woke her up. And this woke Trouble up too. And, you know, him and Trouble started fighting, which led to him pulling out a gun and shooting Trouble once in the chest, according to reports. You know, the police were called. Trouble was transported to the hospital. Sadly, he passed away. What's crazy is, you know, he's at this chick's place who reportedly, man, had just broke up with her dude the week prior to that. It's crazy to see Trouble's life ended like this, knowing all of the struggles and hurdles, you know, he overcame up until that point. Just thinking about him as an artist and a person, man, he was somebody who was committed to helping out people in his community. You know, he had his own record label where he was putting people on. Like I said, he had relationships with a lot of different artists, you know, and solid music, man. Like I mentioned, he was influenced by people like DMX, Boosie, Tupac, BG, and he himself, man, put his life and his pain in his music, you know. Most definitely a talented artist, man. Unfortunate to see how everything turned out, man, but it's no erasing what he brought to the game, man. His music is still gonna be around, and I'm sure his family, his friends, and his supporters are going to continue to keep his name alive, you know. R.I.P. to Trouble, man. Shout out to everybody tuning in and rocking with AHumbleSoul. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, man, hit the button ASAP. You know, drop a comment, man. Let us know how you feeling. Until next time, I'm going to holler at y'all, man. It's your guy Lewis checking in 100.